Cherukupalli to, I'm very fascinated by this. Cherukupalli to Chicago. It's a very,
C to C.
C to C. It's a very, see, now going from place to place has become very, it's meaningless sometimes. Like, somebody can easily go to any other country now. Easily, I mean, comparatively very easy. The communication, the transport, everything is it's made so easy right now. But at the time you were traveling, it is still a very big thing. Traveling from one country to another country. So you landed in US. How was it like?
It was tenseful.
Okay.
It was not like excitement. Wow, now I am in America and all.
Right.
You are thinking now, what next? Whether I will be successful here or not. It is a different country. I did not understand accent at that time properly. Okay, there were so many unanswered questions in my mind, starting from food to a profession.
Right.
But second, I think a day I told you the 42, 42nd floor, Prudential Plaza.
Okay.
Okay, at that time the company name was Internet. It was a banking product that was called Atlas.
Okay.
For reserve banks like our Indian Reserve Bank or Robobank, I think from Netherlands. There were so many banks, central banks. This software they used to use for their transactions and all.
Right.
Our job from TCS was to upgrade this software, Atlas, and make sure that all these banks got the latest version of the software, all interface programs or software upgrades and everything to be done. It was the 3 months. Every client they used to come to US from Netherlands or other countries. 3 months they stay here, and we also used to work with them. And that the first time I think the project leader he was from TCS.
Okay.
But one thing I learned at that time was this: the project leader or project manager plays a very vital role for our growth.
Okay.
This guy stayed 6 months. He used to take inputs from all the teams and he used to go and tell, these are all my ideas. That is the first time we realized, oh, okay, the life is not straightforward.
It's not college anymore.
It's not college anymore. Even in when we worked in Delhi, we had a very good module leader and project leader. But here, I think it is a different environment. So then, after 6 months, I got an opportunity to directly work with client.
Okay.
But prior to that, I will give you one experience. As I told, I was an angry young man, right?
Yeah.
And it is not like today in US. At the time, still they used to consider as a third-class citizens. People may say no, 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 and all. Okay.
No, at the outset they say, but
It is 96. Then, so there was a Robert Johnson, Rob, we used to call him. He used to come and asking me every time, have you done this? Have you done this? Even TCS project manager was there. This is a client project manager. Then, second day or something, I told, Rob, you have given the work.
right.
And the date is given, I think next 2-3 days I have to complete. Please don't come next time and ask me again the status, okay?
To the client manager.
Client manager.
You didn't get scared doing it after that. After
Then he got completely his red eyes, and he never expected a Indian boy of that age speaking to him with that much rudeness, and completely got shattered. But I became his favorite employee. After a couple of months, the reason was I was technically very strong. They did not do anything. What I did, I'll tell you. That is where I have to be thankful to we used to stay in the same room, myself and another TCS mate, Dhruvajoti Das,
Okay.
Bengali.
Okay.
We used to stay together. When we were staying together also, there were comments, I will tell you,
Right.
what people, Indians usually,
Yeah.
the gents stayed together,
Yeah,
right, at that
correct,
time on.
correct, yes.
Now I don't know what is really the situation and all. That guy said, Rao, they used to call me at that time.
Right.
Rao, you had some new capability something called creativity.
Okay.
Really, very honest, I did not know at that time what was creativity, innovation. Vision, mission, they were all Greek, Latin. Okay, I have to be thankful to my roommate at that time. He said there is something, because what I used to do is something different things I used to bring out.
Okay.
At that time also, they were all very niche languages, TAL, Tackle, C and all. I wrote some programs in such a way, for every client, I used to work on behalf of TCS at Internet was a company.
Okay.
That company used to have some clients, right? Every
Correct,
3 months
yeah,
they used to
absolutely,
come and all.
yes.
We used to save at least $1,000
Per month or?
per customer per month. I forgot, I'm sorry.
Right, okay.
Okay. So imagine now, you are, I think per day, per
Okay.
day, I think.
Right.
Okay. Because at that time itself, I automated so many manual activities in such a way which used to take one day, we used to complete in 4 minutes.
No, that's
Okay.
right.
So then I think they realized this guy is different.
Right.
But I was not very great in English at that time also, okay. And I used to fear to talk over phone because
Right.
the accent was very difficult and different. Then I used to go to their desks and used to talk to them. Talking physically one to one was better at that time to understand better and all. So I wrote so many programs. I did not remember what I wrote and all now. Then that saved a lot of money. Then I was recognized as one of the best performers. That's my first recognition in profession. As, oh, okay, this guy can do very different things. He was innovative, creative and all.
Right.
Okay. And I remember the day, again I started, I want to go back to India. Okay. I did not want to stay there. Then they were asking, why the hell you want to go back to India? Its life is good and all. No, I said, I want to go back to India.
Why? Why did you want to?
I just want to come back and stay with my parents. Okay, that was one reason. At that time, the career growth was not great in US.
Okay.
Whatever you do, you might reach some manager. Not like now today you become a CEO of the company. That environment was not there. I want to grow. I used to have an extraordinary career aspirations at that time after went to US and all. Okay, so I thought coming back to India would have more opportunities to grow. But it is proven right, of course.
Correct. Yeah,
I will tell that
absolutely,
experience and
absolutely.
all. Yeah, even today, some of my friends, they are still coders. But I did not like such type of a job where you have to grow. In our career was my.
And also, I think no designation was something at that time, right? Today, people ask in organizations, ki, what is the designation you want? It's not to be earned mostly, but that time it was to be earned.
Not easy.
Yeah, it's not
and that
easy
to a company like TCS.
Right.
So you have so many people and all. So then I went with an aspiration. At that time, SAP was sort of a king.
So this is in US or India?
No, you have to come back to US. You have to come back to India now from US.
Yeah, okay.
Then,
Before we come back to India, let's stay in US for a couple of minutes more. And see, first you said you had two problems, food and this. In food, what kind of problem? Because I would like to our viewers also, like, these are very cultural things, very subtle things, which actually, we face. Currently, we may not face because ChatGPT gives you answer for everything. But at that time, for a person who is going from, this country, what are the kind of things you faced? Also, your roommate, you wanted to share something? I don't want to miss. Yeah.
see, you know that the Telugu guys at that time, Andhra Pradesh, we never used to go to kitchen.
Right.
Everything arranged. Mom calls you, "Arey babu, annam ready." Okay. Then you go eat, and then even in my home and Andhra people, only mother takes care of everything. So you came from that background. First point. And you all, I think, took even when we were in Coimbatore, it was a South Indian food, but a bit of a Kerala flavor. That's fine. Okay, we managed. But now it's all, I think, a different food. Burger King, McD, pizzas, and all those things. Then the day one I remember when I was probably looking for the food in the lane, that lady asked something. I did not understand. I said yes. Then she gave me a plate and food. Okay, then I took there. Second day also she asked somebody, I think if she or somebody, same restaurant, right? I said yes. Then they gave a pack to take away.
Right.
So I did not understand what they were speaking, right? The accent they speak, and especially these Afro Americans, they speak very fast, right? Then I asked, what is she asking, my friend? He said they are asking here to go.
Right.
Here or to go. If it is here means you take and eat the
get a
food
plate.
here, and to go means they just give the pack and you go and all. Okay, that is one, I think, experience.
Right.
The second one, when my roommate used to come in the lift.
Right.
We used to go by bus, right?
Okay.
In the lift, there was housekeeping guys, some people, they used to, hey buddy, how are you? Then I did not understand what is this buddy.
Right.
Okay, then I went to Oxford Dictionary and saw buddy, okay, it's like friend.
Okay.
That is one, I think, other silly experience. Then I wrote 8 pages letter to my sister. My excellent, I think it is there now also. At that time, it was different. Even you go to some grocery store and purchasing these bananas or mangoes and all, oh my God, $1, $2. So I wrote from that experience. Okay, 8 pages of my experience in US. After I think 6 months, Okay, starting from grocery experience, this food experience and all.
Right.
So she was a lecturer at Nagarjuna University at that time. She went and explained my letter to their students. The first
Right.
US experience in whatever, right? That is, I think, another
Correct.
thing. Then going home, you have to take food, no?
Correct, yeah.
Then I did not know how to cook. Then Dhrupajyoti Das used to tell me, what the hell are you doing? You have to learn and all. Okay, I used to cut
Right,
all those
vegetables.
onions and all. And that guy was a great cook.
Right.
But the difference is he is from Bengal. I am from Andhra. When he cooks, no salt, no spicy. Okay. But what? He is God for me. He is the guy who is cooking me. One day or 2 days I cooked. He said, "You never cook. Why? It is all spicy." Okay. What I know is that should look, I think, we used to call pupucharu or sambar. We don't call sambar, right? In Andhra, we used to call pupuchar. Okay. All spicy thing and all. He said, "Boss, you don't cook." Okay.
You
In
eat.
fact, he fed me. I only used to support him.
Right.
Not really.
Sous chef you were.
Just sitting there, cutting and all.
Right.
But he used to cook. So those were great days. I can say how I think two guys living in one room, like from two different states.
Correct, yeah.
And
In a different country.
In different country. So how we worked and all. That guy really, I have to be thankful for. At that time, he was feeding me, and also he told what was my potential. At that time, Dhrupajyoti Das. So he is still in TCS.
Right. Okay. Okay. Great.
Okay, he's
Nice.
yeah.
And now coming back to India, you've come back to India. Now, what was your career like in India? After coming back, did you continue in TCS or you moved?
I continued in TCS. I used to be, I used to say, a proud product of Tata. I mean, my confidence of my career experience came from that brand name Tata.
Right.
Okay. So when I was in US, I spoke to some of the people in Hyderabad. At that time, TCS was very small, maybe 150, 200 people, I don't know. Okay. But only passion you have to get into SAP now.
Right.
Because SAP was the hero at that time. They used to say, SAP used to say to the clients, you don't qualify to be my customer.
Whoa.
That was the stature. It's like Rolls Royce.
Right.
Okay. So then getting into SAP was my dream and came back to Hyderabad.
Right.
Okay. As usual, I was asking, I want to get into SAP. It was like a mission again.
Correct.
Right. At that time, regional manager was there. I think his name was Subbu. Then I used to go to him, asking him, please give me SAP project. At that time, we got some Tata Teleservices.
Right.
150 crore project at that time, very big project, SAP.
Oh, wow.
Then the regional manager said, at that time they used to call me Rao, but slowly my name got changed to VSR.
Right.
It was Rao. See, this is a war. You are still not experienced enough to get into SAP projects. At that time, what I told him,
Right.
I have seen many wars.
Oh, that.
My experience was 2 years.
My God.
And he was a very senior guy, senior consultant. And now I think if you remember those things, it looks very awkward.
Right.
Okay, but your confidence was, yes, I have seen many wars. What wars I have seen? Probably 2 projects, right? Not more than that.
Right.
But somehow they did not give me. I was very upset, angry. But they told, at 2 years experience, what you can. But they realized this guy has passion.
Right.
And this guy has some ability. That's where TCS, the greatness was, they throw you into the ocean.
Right.
And if you swim and come, you are the winner. If you don't swim, they will give you a helping hand.
Right.
Okay, you will take some more time, learn swimming.
Okay.
That was the TCS culture. Then they told me, go and lead Voltas Alvin project, which was a Avalon ERP, not SAP ERP.
Okay.
Prior to SAP, Avalon was one of the best ERP products.
Right.
Okay. That's where I started project leader. After 2 years of experience was a really great achievement.
Just 2 years project.
2 years,
leader.
project leader, right?
Right.
So there, at that time, there was somebody called Sheshagiri Rao. At that time itself, he used to have 50 years. We were kids, right?
Right.
So I used to work with him. He was a project manager. I was a project leader. There I started connecting with the customers. At that time, there was a guy called Gumaste, talking with customers, understanding their requirements. Okay. And that's what I think you understand how to deal with customers,
Yes.
understanding their requirements and all. After that, they liked my execution.
Right.
Voltas Alvin Avalon. After that, they sent me to Pune for a couple of months
Okay.
to bring that project to Hyderabad.
Okay. Shifted to Hyderabad.
It was a something like this cloths manufacturing companies, Arvind Mills,
Textiles,
okay, textiles related. Okay, the ERP was being developed by TCS at that time on these for this textile industry.
Correct.
So my job was to bring that project to Hyderabad.
Right.
I went there. 3 months I went to Arvind Mills. These are all, people underestimate. These were great experience capsules.
Correct. Absolutely.
Because
Each one.
going to the customers, talking to them, at that time you are not good at English and you are not good at Hindi also. Okay, right? So these things taught you a lot. In addition to this, after that now Arvind Mill projects did not come to Hyderabad because of some internal whatever political games and all. Then they asked me to take care of accountant general projects for Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. It is almost 3 years now.
Okay. Right.
But it was also 3 years experience. You are asking to lead 12 people project was a wonderful achievement.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes.
So 3 years, just 3 years, right? Then they said you are responsible for Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu,
Right.
because accountant generals were at state level project, and Bombay at TCS, Nagpur and Bombay.
Right.
And there was, I think, Lucknow TCS, they have to take care of Allahabad and Lucknow, something, I forgot.
Right,
There are some 7 or 8 accountant
Parties,
general
yeah.
offices.
Yeah.
So you have to develop one product for all these offices.
Right.
There is nothing like
Unified product.
Unified product and all. We did 1 year requirements. It is too much, very honest.
Correct.
Nobody has time today to do 1 year requirements. They want sprints now, not marathon.
Exactly.
But we came from a background of marathon.
Correct.
Okay. So there the experiences, again I'll tell you how, if you were innocent and you were only focusing on work and not understanding the political dimensions and all, what we agreed is we divided the modules. Okay, Hyderabad will develop this. For all AGs, Accountant General, Hyderabad is responsible for these modules. Bombay is responsible for these modules and all. So we were very carefully developing for all requirements, all states' requirements. But the phase 1, we trusted
Your counterparts.
They delivered the product.
Right.
And I delivered directly to Accountant General Andhra Pradesh first, and after that Tamil Nadu we have to do. Then it is bombed.
Okay.
It was bombed in such a way, nothing was working. That means they ignored Hyderabad requirements.
Right.
They did not consider. They developed only for other states' requirements and all. Thus, lesson learned: you never trust
Correct.
anyone. You trust only when you see it.
Correct.
Okay. Then the relationship with customer helps. This is a lesson for any youngsters. At that time, I used to have extraordinary relationship with Deputy Accountant General Yashwant Sinha.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And Accountant General also. So reasonably good experience. I used to have group leader also.
Right.
I was project manager. Group leaders means multiple project managers.
Right.
So I told him, give me 3 weeks time, maximum 4 weeks. Day and night we work and we'll make the product ready.
Right.
So he trusted me.
Right.
Okay. And they used to like me, even the team from the Accountant General office. We used to call voucher level computerization, VLC project.
Okay.
I don't know whether still photos are there in Hyderabad
Right.
at AG office. That was our first computer project and all. So 4 weeks we turned it around.
Okay.
Okay. Then we also started becoming anchor in such a way. The Deputy Comptroller Auditor General, Deputy CAG, COG, right?
Right, yeah.
Deputy CAG was the leader who looks after all these things from CAG office.
Correct.
He told the other project managers, learn from VSR.
Super.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That means I used to manage relationships with Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu people used to get a lot of confidence. When I went there, they used to feel this guy will solve the problems.
Right.
That is the confidence I created.
Right.
Okay. So Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, very successful projects, became a role model for other AG projects also, how you can execute the. That was my first great success. You know how many people I managed? That is a 2-year project.
How many?
35 people.
Wow. 3 years experience.
At 3 years experience, 30 plus people, all out of the 25 were fresh graduates.
God.
That was the greatness of TCS or other companies. What we have to appreciate at that time, the TCS was the experience of the seniors, the best practices, the lessons learned are encapsulated into great manuals.
Right.
We used to call it as a QMS, Quality Management System.
Right.
I attribute my success 50% to TCS Quality Management System at that time. A lot of people used to make mockery of those documents,
Right.
but I utilized them.
Right.
Right? You are just a 3 years experienced guy as a project manager. I took 2 parts. One is everything is spoon feeding. When you start the project, what you have to do? When you start the project, what all the life cycle phases are there? what entry level criteria, okay, what is the task you complete, verification validation activities, and then what exit criteria, what work products, everything is written there.
Exactly.
Okay, software lifecycle developments, life cycles are written there, what to be done and all. And I used to go to anyone who are the seniors and ask them,
Right.
Anna, this is the problem, what you think? They used to help me. Okay, again, I was very aggressive guy.
Right.
Okay. So, I told you, right? I have seen so many wars. The attitude was very aggressive.
Aggressive,
I
yes.
can do, and all.
No, but that's required, I think, to push
Okay.
through the world you were in.
I used to have so many experienced people. Out of these 35 people, 3 or 4 were very seniors to me, but I managed them.
Right.
Okay. One experience I'll tell you, I think that may be wrong. At that time, I did it. My boss, group leader, called me one day. When I was speaking over phone and all, he told, why are you barking? Then I got angry. Why is saying why are you barking and all? Because see, I was passionate, I was energetic, I was enthusiastic and all. Somehow he did not like that.
Right.
Okay, and usually one bad thing at that time was this domination creates insecurity. I will also tell the experiences. Maybe this generation will be careful. Okay. Then I went to his room and closed it. He used to have cabin. I used to have workstation cabin,
right.
not cubicle for me at that time. So, do you think I'm a dog? Why you are saying barking and all? Don't do it next time, okay? This is last and final. I gave warning and came out.
Oh God, at 3 years
Uh,
experience to the senior most
it is
guy.
wrong.
He's wrong, yeah.
No,
But
I am also wrong. I should not have done that. That's
no,
not.
no, but yeah, see,
Okay.
having the courage to
But
stand
I
up for
went there.
yourself.
I never. Why he is doing when I am right, when I am doing the right things and all. He could have told in a different way. He could have told, please talk slowly or please don't talk loudly or something. He told, why are you barking? Okay, it's as if a dog and all. That is one experience. So after this experience, you became a superstar. So at 5 years of my experience in TCS those days, becoming assistant consultant was also a great achievement. I don't know what is now. 5 years is a very, very, very good
Yeah.
growth. Assistant software engineer trainee, assistant software engineer, IT analyst, and then assistant consultant. Then they asked me to go to Dubai. At that time, I did not go.
Right.
But finally, they asked me to go to London.
Right.
This is a second engagement.
Right.
They said this is an account, JP Morgan Chase account.
Right.
You have to grow it and you have to ensure this project was successful. We'll open the offshore center and you should be the program manager or account manager and all. It's a first project.
Right.
You can grow to 10, 15 projects and all. So I went with a great confidence. The success story here has given an extraordinary confidence to you because even untrained people coming from different backgrounds were prepared, you made it successful. I went there, I think around May. I realized I will fail.
Okay.
In June itself, July itself. That I think God has given me that ability to predict.
Predict. Right.
Okay, by seeing the environment and all. I realized I think I'll fail at that time. The reason was very simple. I gave the ratings for each of 15 people who came to me. At that time, Java, WebSphere, IBM, Visual Basic for Java, all these things were very new.
Right.
Architect was not there, fundamental mistake. Visual Basic guys got trained on Java. Mainframe guys got trained on Java. As if in offshore in India, usually we do that.
Correct.
But you have a large pool of experts to help you when you are in crisis,
Correct.
when you are in India.
Correct.
But when you are at on-site, you will not have that luxury. Okay. And the second thing is, when I gave the ratings, everybody is coming only 1 out of 5.
Right.
Whatever required at that, that means you did not properly analyze the scope of the project, the requirements, and the mapping of these people, professionals, whom you took after training, whether they are suitable or not, and you did not have an architect and all. Then I escalated to regional manager at that time. I think we will fail. I think we should carefully replace some of the people and get and all. Then he never trusted me. He used to say, you are incapable, you are not doing your job. I drove so many projects like this. We brought trained people. Then I told him, you brought the people for mainframe projects. But today, the Java is very different and IBM WebSphere, all these are unknowns. We just gave them some trainings. They were not experienced. And there were Australians who were in testing team. There a lot of backlash was there. They don't want Indians to work in this campus.
Right.
And they want us to throw. They want to prove we are wrong. We are giving an opportunity for them. I told all this. In TCS, we used to have a great concept called PMR.
Okay.
Anybody who have trouble or who wants to get some expert help, they can request project management review. And even getting into that lot at that time was a privilege.
Right.
That was, I mean, these are all small things. Then I want to get into PMR team. I did it, of course, when I was in Hyderabad and all. I want to use that particular thing, and I called even country manager.
Right.
Country manager understood and told regional manager, you review this and take immediate steps and all. But somehow he did not get convinced, and we came to August, September. Then slowly we started releasing the code. Slowly the Australian team started proving we were incompetent, and then they said, you are learning on our money. Right? You are learning on our money. But I was very good at my project management. As I said, I was very structured, right? I used to give to the customer status report every week, highlighting their problems, what they were supposed to do, not doing, etc., 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 and all. One fine day, they used to like me because. But as a individual, as a project manager, you were doing your job. They realized you are basically not having the right team. I cannot say to my customer I did not right team and all.
Correct.
I am struggling it, but it's not like they were fools, right? They know that the code quality is very clearly known, and they were proving that you don't have right teams and all. So one fine day they said, we are okay to have VSR Rao Vejandla, but we don't want one single guy in this campus from tomorrow morning. I was a failure because you were a project manager. Right. Okay. And what we divided, there were two guys, myself and another guy, same experience. Maybe at that time, TCS did not realize, asked that guy to report to me.
Okay.
He was a peer at my Hyderabad office. That's it. That guy backstabbed me. I never expected a guy because I was focusing completely on, they used to like me. I used to go to different places of that customer. 10 leads I generated. I was enjoying that connections, interactions and all, right? He is supposed to manage the technical works.
Right.
All these things and all. But I was very conscious about all. 360 degree, that's my responsibility. So I used to review, I realized the problems were there, and I asked him immediately talk to some offshore people, get the people. He was switched off. He did not work at all. And he wants to go back to India. So that is, I think, your colleagues also can make you fail. So we failed. So then nobody should stay there. That's where I think ultimatum they gave. And they said, we'll sue you $1 million because you used our resources, you used our money. So then customer asked, we don't want to see anyone here, TCS guys, you just get out from here. So we are okay to have the Rao for some more time because we liked him, his structural approach and all. We'll use him for some other places, etc., and all. But I did not like it.
And they were wanting to sue you.
So TCS.
Okay.
But imagine how the structured approach helps here. Then all the so-called TCS, they were very good in sending senior people. At that time, one senior vice president came from India. It was a committee now, a review committee, why this project got failed, all those things and all. During this time, I coined taste of failure. Of course, not at that time, after that. So I was very emotional because I took the accountability. Because I was the account manager or a program manager, whatever, because it failed means I was a failure. I don't want to blame anyone. But the guys who supposed to support you, country manager or regional manager, they did not support. A country manager left on regional manager. Regional manager always was an opinion that you did not do the job, and all. Then I sent a message to him and I spoke to him, which again were wrong if you look at today. Then I told him, who gave you job here as a regional manager? You don't fit for this job.
You did the right thing, but only thing is whether hierarchy-wise, but otherwise for the success of a project, you can't.
Because I came to you so many times, I begged you, okay, I went to country manager, but you did not tell country manager the seriousness of the issue and all. I told we were failing and all, but we come to this state. And you still feel that I am not capable and you want to bring somebody else and all. It doesn't work. Please understand the root cause. It did not understand the root cause. And I also sent mail very emotionally blasting. Then country manager called me to his home for a cup of coffee. He told, no. Even you are right. You should not respond like that. You have a brighter career. You should maintain emotional balance and all. There was another senior guy, senior consultant at that time. Senior consultants were very senior at that time. We used to consider them. Okay. See, when you send a mail, you send like a love letter.
Okay.
You should never lose emotions in mails. At that time, mail was very important, even today, because mails are
Documents.
lifelong.
Yeah.
They are in records.
Right.
At that time, this recording and all not popular. You used to say, you blast him over phone, that's fine.
Right.
But never write letters. That is one suggestion he gave me. Second suggestion he told, when you go the next work, you always don't declare that you are doing this job to your boss. You write it, there are all options available. So I want your guidance. Can you please suggest which option is better? And I am thinking option one seems to be better, but I am not sure. Your help might help me to take the right decision. You conclude, could you please guide, could you please help to your boss? Don't declare I am doing something.
Right. Right.
Because boss is boss.
Exactly.
The ego will be there and all. And I never used to consider egos and all. I used to say, no, it is not possible, it is possible, and a very straightforward, very candid and all. So that was a lesson I learned. I wrote also, in fact, when I come back to India after that. But even, what I surprised, I don't know what really made my clients, whether in Chicago and 30 people, here also 30 people came for my send-off. After all, a small guy from TCS, okay, maybe they liked my attitude, credibility,
Commitment.
or ethics, my hard work. I never used to tell any lie. I used to tell the fact. Okay. So there are so many things I learned. Okay. A client, even when the hatred situation, okay. I forgot to tell one thing. Now 1 million sue
Yeah. Correct.
they
Yeah.
want to sue TCS. Then what helped, my status reports, my minutes of meetings helped to prove you are wrong more than us. You are not given anything to us to be successful. Agree. Our code is wrong and quality problems are there. Not a big deal. We'll fix them. But what you have done, you have not given tools, you have not given infrastructure, you have not given your requirements and all. So how do you think that it is only failure because of us?
Right.
So what helped there? Your style of project management execution. But my boss used to say when I was in Hyderabad, Arey, always you tell negatives. Then I used to tell him, sir, positives I am not worried. Granted. But what you need to know from me, after all, 3 years experience, you should know what not working well. At that time, this much polished language was not there, right?
Correct.
I used to put, there are 20 risks. We used to be, TCS was a great company. They taught me how to identify risks. Risks are future problems, right?
Correct.
I used to identify so many risks and used to tell him, this may happen, this may happen, this may happen. Used to tell, Arey yaar, thoda positive bhi bol de yaar. There are so many defects are there. Customer will blast us and all. But, but that helped
Correct.
in London.
Correct.
Right?
They couldn't sue you.
So they were not able to sue me. After that, they realized this guy was very passionate and capable guy. Even at that time, they gave a rating of out of 10, 8. Can you imagine?
Right.
Right? I used to get 9.5 and all.
Right.
All throughout. But 8, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I was a failure at that time. I have to accept, I have to take the accountability and responsibility. I only told you did not support me. Then somebody told when I come back to India, no, then you should have escalated to CU also. You were a kid at that time. Even country manager was a so big guy.
Right.
Then that means what? You are escalating on country manager also. So it was easy to say. But you learned the fact from that time onwards. I used to maintain a tendency in my corporate, at least 2 levels up, I used to maintain great relationships. Not just with your boss.
Right.
Your next guy, your boss next to next level also should know what you are, what your capabilities, what character you have, what attitude you have. That principle I embraced after my London's experience.
Right.
Okay. So that's, I think after that I came back to Hyderabad again, base.
Right.
Then after 6 months I left.
TCS.
Then the guy, the senior vice president who did the audit there,
Right.
about this, he came to Hyderabad, he asked, you want to come to my project? I said, I don't want to come to your project. You did not help me when I was in trouble.
Right.
Okay, after that I left.
Okay.
It's almost 7 years I worked in TCS.
Okay.
1995 to 2002 around. Then I joined Infosys.
Infosys. Okay. How was it different from TCS?
Totally different.
Absolutely. But it's in the same domain. But
It's the same domain. When we were in TCS, it was a private company, private limited company. We never used to talk about this shares, profits, only quality and productivity. there was no concept of profitability for the project managers when we were in TCS. We used to know, but it's not like you have a target of profitability.